Excuse me. Hi y'all. It's EmTV Live. Hi you guys. Oh my gosh. So I'm going live every Monday through Friday from now until November 27th. And tonight was one of those nights where I just did not want to do my live at all. And yet, here I am. So let's hope something good comes of this one. Hopefully you get something out of it. And thanks for watching and thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, a couple things just to get present. One, for all you parents out there, do you make lunches the night before or the morning of for your children? I used to make lunches the morning of, and I cannot even tell you how dramatically life-changing it is to make lunches the night before. Because I can get my kids out of the door in 40 minutes in the morning now, and myself out the door in 40 minutes. It's absolutely life-changing. I highly recommend it if you don't do that already. What else did I need to say to get present? I'm super excited that I'm going to Toronto on Thursday to visit some girlfriends. Hi, Chrissy. And that's just going to be amazing. And there's something else that I wanted to share that wasn't part of my live topic, but I can't remember. So obviously it wasn't that important. Okay, folks, the topic tonight is archetypes. Archetypes and how they can help you. So there are a number of different archetypes out there for both people in the feminine body and the masculine body. And we all have both, right? All of us inside of us have feminine energy and masculine energy. And the feminine has certain archetypes and the masculine has certain archetypes. And so most, majority speaking, people that are in a female body have more feminine tendencies. People in a masculine body have more masculine tendencies. Not always the case. Okay, not always the case, not looking to open any can of worms here. There's always exceptions to the rule. And I'm gonna speak from my own experience and some experience that I've been having with a couple different clients. I feel like archetypes have been coming up a lot in my work lately, probably because it's present for me in my growth and my self-development right now. So my story around, first let me introduce the archetypes. So I think there's 13 or 19 actual different archetypes. But for the sake of this live and my own experience, I am going to bestow to you the 4 archetypes for the masculine that I believe are the most prominent and the 4 archetypes for the feminine that I believe are most prominent. So the archetypes for the masculine are king, magician, lover, and warrior. Okay, those are the 4 archetypes for the masculine for the sake of this live. King, magician, warrior, lover. Okay, then there are 4 archetypes for the feminine, according to me and for the sake of this live. They are queen, goddess, priestess, and maiden. So one of the things that I have found helpful in my own growth and relationship with myself and in my work is to begin to look at what part of me, first of all, resonates with certain archetypes, and given what I want to be up to in my life, what is the archetype that I need to embody that supports me to create what it is that I want to in my life. So I will share my own experience in a moment, but I will tell you first about a client that I've been working with for a couple years. He is of the male, masculine, physical body, heterosexual male. And one of the things he feels he has down is he's got the lover down, and he's got the warrior down. And he says pretty much sometimes he has the magician down. But what he knows that he needs to start embodying, he's basically starting a startup. He's an entrepreneur, has his hands in lots of different pots. And one of the archetypes that we're talking about that he knows he wants to start embodying more is the king. He's been the warrior. He can grind stuff out. He can create stuff. He's like a mover and shaker. He can get things done. So that's like the warrior and the magician. You know, he's got the lover thing handled. He's in a relationship, long distance relationship that, you know, is like any relationship. And as in it, like, you know, needs tending to and works, but he's got the lover part down, so he's not worried about that. What he wants to start to embody when it comes to getting this other startup off the ground is the archetype of the king. And so it can be so, hi Alicia, it can be so beneficial if you know the archetype that you want or need to embody in order to help you create what it is that you want in your life. So if you guys have been following me for a little while, you know that one of the things that I struggle with is like not enoughness, right? Like I struggle with not being enough or not being worthy. And I know in my conscious logical mind that it's like not true. Like, of course, I'm here, I'm a real person. I'm, you know, pretty cool in my opinion. I do my work. I have wisdom. You know, I'm always working on myself. I have creativity. So it's like, how would I ever even not be enough? But it's just this part of the human condition that I get, that I succumb to sometimes. And so it's one of the things that's kind of been like a constant theme in my life since I was a teenager, is this like, I'm not enoughness. Thanks, Chrissy agrees. She also thinks I'm pretty cool. Okay, so one of the things that I've realized recently is I've done some work over the last 6 or 8 months around my essence and like who I am at my essence, at my core. Like, who am I? Like, who is my soul? Aside from like my personality and aside from like, you know, aside from my personality, aside from like my day-to-day, like who I just like present myself to be, who am I at my core? Who am I at my essence, right? What's the thing that like I bring into a room, regardless if I'm trying to or not, right? And so one of the things that has come up around my essence work is this word priestess, right? And it's interesting because I just was doing some Western astrology work recently. And in Western astrology, you're born under the sign of 2 tarot cards. And one of the cards that I'm born under is the priestess, is the high priestess. So it was so funny when I saw this word priestess come at me from 2 different angles. And Chrissy, this is totally what we were just talking about in our text messages like an hour ago. And so it just started to become apparent to me, this archetype of priestess. And it's been so beautiful the last little bit. And I'm still exploring like how this goes. Because whenever I've had the not enoughness, I can counteract the not enoughness with like this, and I'm priestess. It's okay because I'm priestess. It's okay, I just channel my inner high priestess. It's okay, I am the high priestess. And it was this beautiful antidote to not enoughness, right? And so when I think about some of the things that I want to create in my business and in my life, it's like the archetype that really helps me embody that right now. It will change as we change and life changes and circumstance changes. And the archetype for me that really resonates right now is priestess, right? Or high priestess is particularly one that I love. And so I just love how when we start to familiarize ourselves with different archetypes, we can call on these archetypes and actually be the embodiment of them, be them, right? Be these archetypes and use them as an antidote or as an encouragement to the stuff that isn't getting us where we want to be, right? If being the magician in your work isn't getting you where you want to be, and you're of the, you're embodying more masculine tendencies, then maybe you want to start to like ask yourself, what would it be like for me to start embodying the king more in this work, right? For me, it was like my not enoughness. And it was like, okay, how do I continue to channel my inner high priestess? One of the interesting facts about me is that when I was little, I used to pray for wisdom. Is that crazy? I think it's just so interesting to be an observer of this journey that my soul is having in this body. And as a child, I would pray for wisdom, like God, please make me wise, right? And I'm not saying that I'm like, the end all be all by any means. And I definitely will own that I am wise. I've done a lot of work on myself. I've been exposed to some crazy stuff throughout my life that has just allowed me this like grist fruit in the mill to cultivate this wisdom. And that's part of the reason I love doing these lives, is because I'd love to just share with you guys what I think to be, wisdom, wise ways of living, thought-provoking distinctions, insights that have helped me that perhaps maybe they can help you. So again, I've been on this like priestess journey a little bit more, and it was so interesting for me to recall like, oh wow, like part of my cultivating being priestess was the fact that I have been praying for wisdom since I was a really little girl. So for me and my journey of not enoughness, the archetype of high priestess really supports my not staying in a rut of not enoughness, right? So for the sake of this live, I ask you guys to get in touch with what is the thing that you're up to in your life that maybe you're not quite at where you want to be at yet. And then what's the archetype that if you embodied it more, it would help that thing come to fruition a little bit easier or more, right? And so I'll just quickly run through a little bit about like the 4 archetypes that I see for the masculine and the 4 archetypes that I see for the feminine, and kind of like what they represent, right? So again, for the masculine, it's king, magician, warrior, and lover. And I mean, by their names, you pretty much know a little bit about what they do, but like the magician, it's like you can pull stuff out of a hat, you're resourceful, you are like, you're able to create something from nothing, right? And that's magician. Warrior is like you fight, you show up and you give your all, your blood, sweat, and tears, and you give it. And it's like, there is no like losing. You are like samurai warrior in the grind, ready to get the job done. And then there is lover, which is like the honoring of the feminine, or, or whoever it is that you're loving up. You are tender, you are attentive, you are responsive, you are like, you show up for that person, you cultivate what it is that they need, you read them, you are in their like body language and you're in their energetic field, and you can look and see what's going on and what needs to happen with your partner, and show up for her or him in that way that that creates like this tender, juicy, like, right? That's the lover. And then there's the king. Whenever I think of the king and or the queen, what I think of is like you're ruling your kingdom, right? You are the ruler of your kingdom. You are the one that you aren't going to battle. You are calling the shots behind the scenes. You aren't necessarily on the field. However, you are you are of the people, for the people, and you have like the last say, the last call. You are almighty and you are powerful. Okay, little snapshot into the masculine archetypes. Then we have my interpretation. There's so many feminine archetypes. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of masculine ones too, but there's lots of feminine ones. And so the ones that I really love to work with personally are the priestess, the goddess, the queen, and the maiden. So the priestess is that which is connected to a higher power. The goddess is the higher power, right? The maiden is like the fair maiden. She wants to play. She wants to be ravished. She wants to be, you know, with her girls. She wants to be adored. She wants to be, like, I just get so much playful energy from the maiden, right? And then you have queen, which again, she is like the ruler of her kingdom. She calls the shots. She knows what's best. She knows how to move things forward. She's like grounded and majestic and powerful. And I could go on and on and on and on and talk about archetypes till day kingdom come, but I'm already 15 minutes in. And isn't it interesting how this is one of those times where, like, I didn't necessarily want to come on and do my live, but I thought, hey, what am I going to talk about? What am I working with these days? I'm working with archetypes a lot. So now we are 15 and a half minutes in. I hope you enjoyed my live on archetypes. I would love to know what you think of this video. And if you liked it, it would be even cooler if you would share it and get the wisdom getting out there to the people. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a very big day, you guys. Stay tuned for my live tomorrow. I've got some really big news tomorrow, but I'm not going to spoil it and tell you now. Big, huge, massive. Can't even believe that tomorrow is what tomorrow is. I just really can't believe it. So stay tuned. Thanks, Chrissy. Love you. I love you all. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow every Monday through Friday, EmTV Live from now until November 27th. Interact with me. Let me know what you thought of the video. You can comment, you can share, you can like this. Spread the wisdom, spread the juice, spread the archetypes. And if you guys haven't already seen, I posted a highlight video yesterday of the live performance that I did of my music, 8 Crows, back in June. And it was a really powerful, wonderful experience that also scared the shit out of me and took a lot of bravery and courage. So if you haven't already checked out the highlight reel from the show in June, go to my page. It's on, my Instagram, my IGTV, on my profile. It's also on my both my Facebook pages. So take a look. Let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoy it. It's fun to share my journey and my story in that way. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with a big day, October 8th. It's just amazing. It's going down tomorrow. EmTV Live every Monday through Friday from now until November 27th. And I know I said that already, so I'm going to go now. And I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye, Insta. Ciao, Facebook. Bye-bye.